Hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Feral Brand Method podcast. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. So, yes, we're getting back into the swing of things on making podcast episodes. I have to say that sometimes it's good to take a social media break and just break in general, just away from things, especially when you're a content creator. You have to take a break because the burnout factor is real. And the thing is, I also run another brand with another podcast and another entire social media platform for that brand, that sometimes things get overwhelming and I just have to take a step back and just kind of, take a break when it comes to posting content. I'm also a mom to special needs kids, and it just can be very overwhelming. So sometimes it's good to take a break, but then you come back, because then it keeps this just enjoyable and it keeps it fun, because I love to create content and I love to do podcast episodes, and I am just, it just makes me feel good. So I just go ahead, and sometimes I need a break because then I can be refreshed and I can just have fun while I'm doing this show. So that's one of the most important things to make sure you remember. So let's do a little housekeeping. Make sure you guys check out TikTok, because I'm posting a lot of stuff on TikTok. So trying to ramp up that page and trying to gain more exposure on this podcast. So make sure you guys subscribe so you get the latest episodes, and make sure you follow along on TikTok to get all the latest and greatest, because TikTok is one of my favorite platforms and I love to post videos. Are my thing. Okay. If you don't know, Instagram, I have a love-hate relationship when it comes to Instagram. So I haven't put the Feral Brand Method on Instagram just yet, but when I do, I will let you know. Plus, I'm working on a very big business venture, so I can't release the details of that yet, but you will know as the months come. So in the next couple of months, you will know exactly what I'm working on, because the content is going to stay the same, but it's going to shift in just a little bit, where it's kind of go hand in hand with this other business venture that I am doing. Also, I know I talked about this in my last episode. You women, you ladies out there, are having a hard time with, just getting your mental space right. If you're suffering from depression, anxiety, ADHD, which has caused weight gain, and you just want an avenue to just let all your frustrations out and get into the best physical shape in the next 90 days, I have an awesome online fitness coach to help you with that. He has helped me throughout my fitness journey. And I'll tell you, gym life is a lifestyle for me. And I've said this in the prior episodes. It has been a lifestyle for me for a very long time, since I was in my 20s. And that was like 20 plus years ago. Started, stopped many more times than I can count. But 3 years ago, I made a commitment because, I'm getting older. My children need me. I have special needs kids. And I decided to make sure that I stuck with it. And for 3 years and counting, and I've gained more muscle mass on my body, which is starting to look great. It's going to be looking great for summer. As far as prioritizing my protein, I am tip top with that, and making sure that I do my workouts. It's not about motivation. It is about discipline in staying the course. Okay. Because 9 times out of 10, when you walk into a gym, you're not going to be motivated. And the first step is saying, I am done with this and I'm going to do this. That is the first step. So if you ladies need help with that, he's an excellent coach. Like I said, I worked with him and I've gotten the best results of my entire life. There is an intake form in the show notes. Go ahead and fill it out. He will get back to you in 24 to 72 hours and we can get you going. He does have an online portal where he shows you, as far as how to do the workouts. You get access to him, and he has several tiers of programs. So make sure you check that out. So you're not going to let weight gain, your depression, your anxiety, your ADHD get in the way of getting into the best physical shape of your life. And this will also help you mentally. The reason he's a good coach is because he suffers from all those things as well. Body dysmorphia, weight gain, stress, depression, ADHD, anxiety. He goes through the same challenges, and he is the perfect coach to work with as far as that. So check out the show notes, fill out the intake form, and go ahead and get in the best shape of your life. So let's get into today's episode. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to stop hiding behind quote unquote value. Now, I know we talk about value when it comes to content and executing what your mission and what, impact you have when it comes to your personal brand. But I could tell you over teaching is merely just a protection where you're holding yourself back and you're calling it value. So the problem that I see is that women hide behind educating and putting out education and the how-to tips and the this and the that, instead of embodying who you fucking are and talking like you're talking to somebody else, in a conversation, whether it's a friend, whether it's your family member, whether it's your husband, significant other, whatever the case is, and just embodying who you are and being who you are. Okay. So I think when it comes to women and how they pump out their content, what I see is when you hide behind value and doing all these educational tips and how to's in 3 ways to do this, there's no authority behind that. Okay. I watch a lot of videos. Trust me, I doom scroll on TikTok. Okay. And I see a lot of things with the, let me help you this, let me help you. And there's no authority behind it. I like women who fucking stand in that damn power and are a powerhouse and say no and clearly get their message across. And then what results is you have low sales. Nobody wants to buy from you because they think you're relatable and you're the bestie and, oh, you're so motivational. Oh my God, it fucking makes me sick. So, and your audience doesn't feel connected to you. You know what? The whole purpose of like having an audience and growing that community is they have to feel connected to you. One of the things that I magically discovered, okay, and I've discovered this while growing 2 different TikTok pages, okay, is I know how to build an audience and I know how to connect with that audience and I know how to grow that audience. And those are things that didn't come naturally to me, okay? I had to work at it, but now it comes naturally to me where I could just pump out a piece of content and people resonate with that. Okay. So when the audience feels connected to you, whether they agree, disagree, it's polarizing, this and that. And, sometimes there are content creators that say things that are very polarizing. And you know what? I appreciate those because you know what? They don't give a fuck if people think that, they're too bold or not, because they're clearly getting a message across and this is how they, relay that message. So, and you could either like or dislike them. I could give you a good example. One of the content creators on TikTok, it's Drew Alfalo. I think that's how you say her last name. I'm not sure. And I can tell you that this content creator, yeah, she's a big influencer. She gets a lot of hate by the way she, does content. But lots of people follow her and they connect with her because a lot of people tend to feel the same way. A lot of people hate her also. But you know what? I'm always a firm believer is if you have haters, you made it. And I know I have haters on my page. So I know I've made it because I've been told that I cuss and it's not professional. Well, fuck off. Then don't listen. Okay. How about that? Okay. So the audience has to feel connected to you and you have to display some kind of authority in your brand so that they know what kind of impact you have. You can't be the good person and hide behind all this education because nobody gives a fuck. People have a problem. They have pain points. They're looking for a solution to the problem. Are you going to be the solution to that problem? What is the result of you solving my problem? And then embodying who you are as a person, embodying who you are as, you and being your authentic self. Okay. So when you are not the authority, it's low sales, they don't feel connected to you. You know what happens is you become just informative. Okay. You become the bestie. You're so motivational, and all it is, yeah, this is 3 tips. And then they don't care. People don't care about how well you educate them. Now, this is not to say that you can't do educational content. I do educational content on my other brand, but it's in a style that people resonate with and they connect to it. Okay. It's not the automatic mumbo jumbo because I've seen a lot of other people in my space in that other brand that do the same thing that I do, but people don't feel connected to it. So You become informative. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody wants to know 5 tips on how to do X, Y, and Z. That shit is so fucking boring. It's a snooze fest. Okay. People want something that's impactful, that they're going to stop the scroll and say, holy shit, she gets me. Holy fuck, this is me. How do I work with this person? That's where you need to be. Okay. So stop hiding behind value. Okay. Because you don't want to hide behind value. I'm not saying that you don't pump out value and you need to give valuable content to people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying stop over teaching, stop giving the 5 tips. Do your content as a healing space that you're going to make an impact and that you are going to connect your audience to you and set the example as being the authority. So that is all that I have for this episode. So make sure you guys subscribe to the show. Make sure you follow along on TikTok. If you have anything that you want me to cover, my email address is in the show notes. You can send me an email. You could also check out the 5-part audio series that I do have that I recorded, and it's good to have your content be from a healing space and be your healing space. Okay. So it's an awesome 5-part series where I just go into depth and I tell you like it is. Okay. Because I'm a straight shooter. So also, ladies, if you're looking for an awesome online fitness coach, please check out the show notes, fill out the intake form. He's an awesome coach. He will get you on the right path and get you in the best physical shape in the next 90 days. I am a firm believer, and plus I am, affirming that yes, he will get you there because I am proof of possibility in the result of his coaching. So he's a coach that, specializes in women with weight gain due to depression, anxiety, ADHD, because he does tackle those things every day in his own daily life. And plus, I've dealt with those things as far, in my daily life as a special needs mom and as a business owner. So you want online coaching, go fill out the intake form. He'll get back to you in 24 to 72 hours. So that is everything for this episode. So thank you so much for continuing to listen to this podcast. Thank you for sticking with me through this rebrand and all the things that I've done as far as in the last 2 to 3 years. So I really appreciate all of you. So thank you for joining me in this episode, and I will chat with you guys in the next episode.